What's up guys, Nick here with DNA Archery. I got a really fun one planned for us today. I'm accompanied by my buddy Leija, also known as Primal Swoldier. Now chances are if y'all picked up a kettlebell in the last, 10 years?
Yeah,
probably because of this guy right here. Eric's been a staple over at On a Gym here in Austin, Texas, but he's also built out an awesome brand for himself with Primal Fit. He's got programs for just about anybody and everybody. Now today we're gonna be getting Eric set up with a couple of different bows. We're gonna be go ahead and choosing between either a Hoyt, PSE, or a Matthews. Tank's gonna get you all set up, gonna get you shooting. Have some fun today.
Hell yeah, time to get really primal. Learn how to hunt, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So what we're gonna do is we'll get your draw length measured. So Tank's gonna get you measured, and then he'll go ahead and get the bow set up.
Let's get it.
Cool, brother. So first thing I'll get you to do, spin around for me. Arms straight out, thumbs up.
Like that? Or out to the side?
Wide. Yep. There you go.
Boom. What kind of math are you doing over there?
Divided by 2.5.
How long have you been doing it?
So I got into archery about a year and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I ended up when I first moved to Austin, I wanted to pick the hobby up. So I found a couple places out here that I could go shoot. I got my first bow. I bought it like secondhand off a guy from Craigslist.
Yeah.
And took it to like a big box shop. I took it to Cabela's.
Yeah.
And had them get it set up for me, and it wasn't like the best option. I didn't know Archery Country was actually here.
Yeah.
So, but he got it set up enough to where I could, go ahead and shoot it, and it was fine. The first time I shot that arrow, I was like fucking hooked.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
dope.
And I just went down that rabbit hole, man. I immersed myself in like research, podcasts, books, soaking up different content from different people in the space, and just found a really deep passion for it, man. How long have you been thinking about getting into archery and bow hunting? Because I know you said you initially had a want to start hunting.
Man, ever since, being the Primal Swoldier.
Yeah.
I hate going to the grocery store and buying food or ordering shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I would love to eventually be able to hunt my own, animals and, get it straight from the source.
Yeah, man.
It just seems a lot more primal to me. And listening to Joe Rogan and all these guys, talk about how awesome bow hunting is. So excited to try it out eventually.
It's cool, man, and it's a lot more than just like, the practice of it is really meditative, and it's a lot of fun to be able to get your friends, go to the range and all that stuff, but like the experience that you get to share in hunting with somebody is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You get to build like a really good relationship and brotherhood with people that you go with.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm looking for nowadays. Living in Austin, Texas, it's a party town. Settle down, focus on my fitness, health, and meditative stuff that'll help me stay busy and, really reconnect with myself and build a new community of cool ass people. So.
For sure, man. And it's cool to see what you've done with your brand, because I followed you for a long time before we even met. So like seeing what you've done with your brand over the years and seeing like how much you go down that rabbit hole for it, it's gonna be really cool to see what you do with this, man. Because I know I'm sure you'll tackle it the same exact way. So it's gonna be really cool to see your progression as you go through your journey as a bow hunter, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, excited to make this a new hobby and hopefully eventually a passion. Just,
man.
Everything that I love.
We'll get you there.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, man. So you've got a couple of different options when it comes to these. These ones are going to be called what's like a dovetail. So it mounts to the side of the bow, and then you can adjust it in or out, just kind of depending on your preference. And then it's going to come with 3 different pins. So the cool thing about these is it's called the triple stack. So you can adjust the reticles on these at varying different distances. So once you get like your 20-yard setup, you can set these at 30 and 40. So when you're hunting, you've got like easy access to be able to put those pins on different spots on the animal, just depending on where they are.
Yeah.
And it makes it really simple for you. It's got a dial on the side, so you can dial in like exact yardage.
Oh, wow.
So this is what I shoot. Like I said, this one's a great site to be able to utilize.
So what does it mean to get your 20-yard pin dialed in?
So that's going to be like your basis for how you gauge the scale on your sight. So your 20-yard pin is going to be like your base floater pin. You have an adjustable scope. So on the right-hand side, you're going to have a sight tape, which is going to have anywhere between like 20 to 120 on it. And that's going to correlate to the yardage. And then you'll have a pin indicator on there. So if you use your rangefinder and you're 20 yards away from your target, you'll dial that to your 20, lock that in, and then as you draw back, you've got your top and then your bottom pin. You're going to aim at the target with that top pin. And that's going to be at 20 yards.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you use to scale the sight tape that goes on there. So we got to kind of figure out where that 20 is first. We'll lock it in there, and then we put the sight tape on from there. So we're going to get you what's called a drop away arrow rest. So when you set it up, knock your arrow on the string, and as you draw back, that arrow rest is just going to pop up.
Oh, okay.
And then you get that set up on the bow. Tank will level it all out for you, so it's all perfect.
What are these for?
So these are going to be your stabilizers. These are going to be from Quattro Archery. These are their Vulcan Pros. The cool thing about these, so these help to dampen the sound of the bow, makes it quieter, and then it also helps with your left and right when you're when you're at full draw, you'll have a bubble level on your scope, and then this is going to help you to, if it's windy out when you're shooting, or even just holding it stable, it'll help you from having the bow sway left and right.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That's
you got your front bar, and then this is going to be your side bar mount. So your release aid is going to be what you hook on what's called the D loop. So you got the string of the bow, and the D loop is going to be attached to that.
Yeah.
So you clip this on, and that's what you're going to use to be able to draw the bow. But since you're new, you haven't shot a bow before, a wrist release is going to be a really good option for you.
Okay. Does it take a lot of finger strength or what?
No. So the trigger's really light. It's going to be really sensitive. But the good thing about it is it's just attached to your wrist instead of like a handheld release where you would use your thumb to engage the trigger. Yeah, this will be a perfect one for you.
Nice.
Go with the True Ball. That was one of the first releases I shot, and I love that thing, man.
Okay, cool.
Those are bulletproof too. Those will last you a long time.
Nice.
Yeah. I personally like to shoot what's called a fixed blade broadhead, so that's where like the blade does not move. You have expandables, which as soon as you shoot them, it engages it and it pops open.
Wow.
So my personal preference, like I said, is fixed blades, just because it's just like one less thing that can go wrong. You know, you never know if like a spring doesn't engage or whatnot, it's gonna fuck the flight of the arrow up.
Yeah.
Get less penetration, and all that stuff. So fixed blades are always a really good option to go with. We'll start with the Axis Sports. So I shoot Easton arrows. They're 5mm, so they're technically considered what's called like a micro diameter arrow. So they're thinner than something like a gold tip.
Yeah.
Where it's gonna be thicker.
Yeah, it's
so you
way
can see
thicker.
the difference. Yeah. So again, super durable, really good arrows.
So these are more for practicing?
You can hunt with these as well too.
Oh, okay.
But as far as like just starting off, I don't see the necessity for you to like buy like a super expensive arrow to start off with. All right, so like I was telling you earlier, we're gonna do the Easton Axis Sport arrows. There's no difference with the veins aside from like the colors. You have a preference on like yellow, green, blue, and then there's orange as well.
The orange is cool.
Orange is cool.
So never shot a bow, right?
Never.
All right, man.
I mean, yeah, like a regular bow. What's going on in here?
Oh, this is where the work happens, man. Out
Yeah?
there, we're just playing around. Yeah. So in here, tuning room, got your chrono, bows that we've already worked on, bows that we're currently working on. Got some cool stuff back here. Got like the original Rambo bow back there.
Oh, wow.
Got some little Nugent stuff down here, all that stuff. But,
Oh, yeah.
so first thing I'm gonna get you to do, man, is we're gonna throw this release on. So this is gonna go on your right wrist, about as tight as you wear a watch, just like that.
Okay.
So I'll trade you, man. So that doesn't look bad. Let's try it right there and we'll kind of go from there, man. So I'm gonna get on this side of you real quick. So what you're gonna do, take your arrow, set it right there in that rest. You always have two matching colors and one odd. Normally it's gonna be white. The white vein will go straight up in between these two knots and clip in. Right there, the bow's ready to shoot. Now we work on the Indian. So make a fist with your right hand.
Boom.
I want you to draw back. I want you to put that knuckle right behind your earlobe. There's a hole where your jaw rolls in right there. You can always find this spot. Just kind of right there below your earlobe.
Yeah.
So what it's going to look like, you're going to take your release, you're going to clip it right on that loop, and it's always going to feel short, man. What happens though, when you pull out, it lengthens out. And so you're going to get that slag. What I don't want you to do is when you get it full draw, I don't want you to be here on the trigger. Because what ends up happening is you're going to touch, come off, and then you're going to go and punch it.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for, again, right there in that rest, white vein up, in between these two knots. You're gonna clip into that loop. With your finger behind that trigger, you're gonna push pull. And it's gonna get heavy, and then it's gonna fall off and get light. From there, your knuckle's gonna go behind your earlobe, just like that. And then tip of your nose to the string. So knuckle, nose, and you see how it's kind of coming off the corner of my mouth right there?
Yeah.
So that gives you 3 solid anchor points every time. From there, you're gonna bring your finger around and lay your finger on that release. Then you're just gonna kind of squeeze and pull. Let's go.
Oh.
Game time, brother.
Let's go.
All right, man.
So the white up
White up.
in between. Oh, so you put it in here first?
Yeah, and you can just push it through. You don't have to run it through.
Boom. Oh, okay, cool.
Main thing I don't want you to do is get in the habit of running your arrow through these strings.
Uh,
Because it's one sharp blade away from making a bad hunting day.
okay. Now I clip this in.
Yes, sir, with the trigger facing away from you. And it feels awkward at first. Everybody does, man.
Okay.
So from there, finger behind that trigger. So knuckle behind your earlobe. Index finger knuckle. I know. I just want you to feel what a bow feels like. Sorry,
Cool.
guys. I know that I'm blocking the whole room. All right, bro. It's guys get in here and they're really trying to jam it up. So you'll get into your earlobe and then you come up to that hole right here.
Yeah.
I want you just kind of right below, or if it helps you, think about making a C with your hand and cup it underneath your jaw.
Oh yeah. It feels good.
Yeah, man.
Boom. That's so cool.
Have you shot rifles before?
Yes.
So, same thing applies. When you grab a gun, you throw it in your shoulder, right? You put your cheek down, then you look down the barrel. Same thing's happening here, it's just a little different.
Yeah.
Your knuckle is your shoulder. Your nose is your cheek, and that corner of your mouth is you kind of centering out through the barrel.
Okay.
Same when we put a peep sight in, it's gonna make a lot more sense because that's gonna become your rear and your front sight. But if I were to just give you a bow with just a peep sight in the sight and tell you to shoot it, it'd be like you grabbing a rifle with a scope for the first time and being like this. You can do it, but you're not gonna hit anything. Right
Okay.
now. So that knuckle in the nose becomes king, especially in tree stands.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
So let's try it one more time.
Let's go.
And the first couple, man, I'm just getting you used to shooting a bow.
Okay.
Cool. So that's the Hoyt. I'm gonna cycle through them and then I'm gonna let you shoot them again once you get used to shooting.
All right, cool.
Next one I'm gonna go with, let's go to that Matthews next, man.
Clip it in, behind.
That's a little bit more jumpy than that Hoyt.
Yeah.
So knuckle behind your earlobe. So nothing looks bad. Tip of your nose is the only thing.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, man.
Boom. Yeah.
All three of these are sitting at 60. So now we're gonna go to the PSE and then we're gonna kind of cycle through them.
Cool. Let's try it out.
This one draws smoother, but the back end's a little bit more aggressive. Or what you're gonna find on that PSE is it's aggressive at the start, and it's gonna fall off, and you almost have to push that bow forward to get the fire. So there's little nuances that you're gonna find. But starting out, your brain just goes, shit, 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 shit. Oh, I'm locked up. Fire.
Yeah. Let's go.
Relax. If you get down the rabbit hole of this, you'll look at like Levi Morgan, Dudley, all these guys, and they'll have that notch in their nose from that string sitting on it. All of them do. Now we're gonna kick back to where we started. See how you like that Hoyt again.
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, man. My white trash tip of the day. Swear it works. It just looks funny. This is gonna fix your elbow and your shoulder issue.
Okay.
So hold the bow out like you're gonna shoot. Just straight out. Close them. So just hold this piece of paper when you open them. Open your fingers, just like that. I want your knuckles to sit at a 45. You see how it forces your shoulder to roll down?
Yeah.
So it's gonna help you stay relaxed right there.
Okay.
So on this next one, keep that paper in your hand and shoot it. Let me grab that Matthews one more time. Just
Yeah,
so you
one more.
All right, man, let's shoot that PSE. So the way the draw cycle works, right? It's gonna go up, it's gonna peak out at your weight, and then it's gonna go down. With the Matthews, it comes down and it sits right there to where it's ready to roll. All right, brother. We can keep shooting them if you want. If you think you like that Hoyt, we can run with it, brother. It's totally up to you.
Yeah, I like the Hoyt.
Cool. Let's get it
Yeah,
rolling,
that one's
man.
dope.
Honestly, man, if it were me picking a bow, that's the one that I would pick. My dad was super into the outdoors. It's the reason I'm in here, right? Like 100%. But dude, whenever I tell you, like if you've never done it before, it's hard to describe. I killed my first deer at 8 years old. I can remember every single detail about it. I can remember what I was wearing. I can remember where the deer was. Right now, I've hunted that place one time when I was 6. I could drive you right to it right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling,
sure, man.
Dude, I've legit got goosebumps talking about it. Like, it's one
beautiful.
of those things that once you get into it, dude, it's game over. It changes your life. So right now we're gonna go with the Q80 drop weight, kind of the industry standard. I was telling these guys, between the two, in my opinion, if you're not running the full Picatinny kit, I like to save a little money. It's just as good of a rest to go to the HDX. It saves you about 80 bucks. As far as I'm concerned, the best in the business. From there, gonna go with the Spot Hog double pin sight. It's a good catch-all. With these bows right here, I can pretty much guarantee you that top pin at 20 yards, the bottom pin's gonna be about 30 to 35. So right there, you essentially have a 2-pin that's good for hunting. And then with all these guys, especially with the DNA guys, I know y'all are gonna go out and shoot some far shots, right? So with that, you can run these things out to 120 yards. You can shoot that caribou at Total Archery Challenge, shot it with a truck. That's what I shoot. It's just the catch-all, man.
Things got y'all set up. We're gonna go ahead and get your 20-yard sight in and dial it all up.
Go home.
Right on, man.
So what does that
Actually,
mean?
we're gonna go in that back room one more time. Here's your rear sight, and that's your front.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is draw back, knuckle, tip of your nose, and then let me know, hey, it's too high, or hey, it's too low. I can move this up or down. So what I don't want you to do is sacrifice where your anchor points are to look through this peak.
Okay.
So knuckle, nose, and then just tell me, hey, it's too high, too
I should be
low.
able to see through that through there.
Yeah, you're gonna look through this and then eclipse that sight housing.
Okay.
All right, brother. So with this, it's a little bit different. It's your drop away.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, but when you get here, this little button right here on the side, you're gonna push that down. That locks it, you're ready to go. All right, brother. So finger behind that trigger. Push, pull. Knuckle. Tip of your nose. Perfect. Can you see through that?
No.
It's too low. How about now?
Yeah, I can see through it.
So I want you to put that pin right where you want to hit, man. Feel that trigger. Right on. Tied it in. We're going to the range, brother.
Come on.
Next stop is X's. So before we even start shooting, the number one thing that I can tell you is relax. What's going to happen is you're going to draw back, and that pin's going to be moving way more than you're comfortable with. Happens to everybody. Go out there and look straight up in our ceiling. It happens to everybody. So what you'll do is you look past the pin. It should be 60% target, 40%
Yeah.
pin. You burn a hole right where you want that arrow to hit, and just let that pin float over it. But it's always going to move. Once you commit to making your shot, don't stop. Lay your finger on that trigger and just start firing. Even if your pin comes off of that X, your brain knows where you're aiming.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming back to.
Okay.
There's a thing called a punch in archery, which is when you get right there on it, that pin comes right into the X and you hit. It's what most new shooters do, and it takes you off a path of a lot of resistance. So if I can get you to where you look past that pin, lay your finger on it, and just work your shot, it's going to save you a lot of heartache down the road.
Fuck yeah.
All right, brother, we're going to go right here in 5.
When you're doing a row, right? When you're pulling in, you're breathing out as you're contracting your muscles.
Yeah.
Think about the same way that you're gonna do that when you're drawing your bow, right? So big breath in, draw back, breathe out, and then once you're anchored, good deep breath in. And with that breath in, that's gonna help keep your chest up.
Okay.
So if you're slouched over, that's gonna affect where you're anchored and then where the bow's at. So think, breathe out as you draw back. And then deep breath in. Relax those front fingers. Go low. Money.
Boom.
When you pull with that elbow up, your hand's already coming right to that anchor point. Instead of pulling down with the elbow, then you gotta bring it on.
Brother, it was a pleasure, man.
Hey, thank you, man.
Anytime, brother.